Hey guys, so today we're going to try a new type of video. So they have made it clear that this is going to be a recurring celebration format, a recurring campaign format, the episode campaign format. So as you guys know, they have been teasing an upcoming new episode campaign, which now obviously is going to be the Frieza saga based off of Namek. Like, I'm actually seeing people that still don't know what the episode campaign is going to be. They're showing us Namek. It's Planet Namek. The Frieza saga is what the campaign is going to be. That's like 100%. I'm literally 100% sure it's Frieza saga. I mean, it has to be. So I'm going to try a new type of video here, and I'm going to be doing a concept, an entire saga campaign concept that I've created, going over what I personally would want to see in terms of new character releases throughout this saga campaign. Now, clearly, this is going to be obviously very tailored to what I would want, so this might not be, fully encompassing of what maybe you guys would want to see out of this, but if you guys would like to see me continue doing videos like this whenever they announce a new saga campaign, let me know. But I think this could be interesting, and then like at the end of the campaign, we could take a look back at the concept video and sort of see, what did I get right, what did I get wrong, what did they not include for my predictions, what did they include for my predictions, and from there we could maybe know what to expect for the next time, because I imagine there's only so many sagas that exist in Dragon Ball that warrant an actual full campaign about them. This is not going to be the last time we see a saga campaign about the Namek saga. And the same thing can be said about the Buu saga. I doubt we're never going to see another Buu saga campaign, right? It's going to happen again. So eventually we're going to have to come and revisit this Frieza saga. So the Frieza saga, if you actually look at the actual characters we have for the Frieza saga in game right now, I can actually quickly jump over to the database here. We are missing a lot. I mean, the last time we actually got new summonable characters from the Frieza saga was the All-Star banner featuring the Revival Final Form Frieza and the Green Kaioken Goku. So it has been a very long time. This is a very underrepresented saga, which is crazy considering it's widely considered to be one of, if not the single best saga in the entire franchise by a lot of people. There's a lot of EX characters here that are very old. And we could get sparking versions of every single one of these EXs, all these hero characters as well. There's a lot here that needs to be updated to the modern standard of what we've come to expect here. So let's quickly jump back over to the concept here. Now, before we jump into what I've made here, I've basically gone through a month and a half of content. And what I tried to do in making this is I tried to make it pretty much all-encompassing throughout the entire saga. I didn't just focus on the fight with Frieza. I didn't just focus on the fights with Zarbon and Dodoria. I tried to make it as widely encompassing of the entire saga as possible, which is actually something that I didn't feel the Buu saga campaign did a very good job of doing. The Buu saga campaign was basically just the Kid Buu fight. I mean, we ended up getting the LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta from the Kid Buu fight, and then we got Kid Buu. Those are the two premium characters we got in the entire celebration. We got two summonable characters in the entire celebration of the Majin Buu Saga celebration. Two. After seeing the anniversary, and after seeing how well they did and how high the expectations have been set based on how well the anniversary was handled, I sort of went to the next level here and maybe went a little bit too crazy in terms of how much I put in here, but we will see. Based on how well the anniversary was handled and how many characters they put out, I mean, I'm holding them to that. I'm not gonna lower my standards all of a sudden now. I'm gonna keep them to the same standard because that's what I would hope to. That's what I would hope to see now. So. Saga campaign concept Frieza saga. So obviously this is going to be starting this week. So we'll go ahead and start Wednesday, August 9th. So this is actually something that's already been confirmed. We already know this is coming out because of their social media post. Whenever they tweet out the Zenkai unique equipment coming soon images, the background of those images always correspond to what character is going to be getting the unique equipment. And so we know that this week, this yellow Final Form Frieza will actually be getting the unique equipment here. So this is something we already know is for sure happening. So this is not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm so smart, I'm predicting this correctly. We already know this is happening. So the Zenkai Yellow Final Form Frieza unique equipment. Cool. I mean, it's going to be tough for them to actually make this guy relevant unless they really go above and beyond what we've seen for the other equipments. The only like really, really good and viable unique equipment I think we've seen so far in terms of a character that can actually be used, I would say, is the Green 16, the most recent one. And the reason is because he has a mechanic that is just super powerful. His his self-destruct basically can be used as just like a, get this character out of the game button, right? So if you're Android 16, the fact that they added no switching to his self-destruct means that you can essentially, if you're able to connect it or start a combo on somebody, you can target like Goku and Frieza and then just blow up and they're dead. Like you can just remove that an enemy character from the fight if you get a combo started. So very, very powerful tool, and I think that alone is able to make him good enough. But characters that don't have access to unique mechanics like that, I think are going to see a pretty tough time being runnable even with these unique equipment. So I don't really have too high expectations for this Final Form Frieza, but I mean it's at least it's a start, right? So then I think we might see a Zenkai Awakening, just because we're not going to be getting, I don't think we're going to be getting a summonable banner or like a new summonable character this coming week. I think it'll be the next week. If you guys have noticed, typically they end up releasing like big headlining characters being LFs and Ultras, or even just Mega Rising banners too, either on the second week of each month or the final day of each month. You'll see like the 30th or 31st of each month is either going to be a Mega Rising banner / All-Star banner or an Ultra banner. We've actually, outside of major celebrations, we've only gotten summonable Ultras the last day of each month, besides Rose, because he was a Battle Hour character. I don't think that's going to be something that just stays true forever, but like Ultra Broly, Ultra Hit, Ultra Kid Buu all came out the last day of the month that they released on. So Zenkai Green Ginyu, I think, is probably what we're going to see. I mean, if we jump back over to the list of characters here that are even viable for Zenkai Awakenings, I mean, we're looking at like Green Ginyu and like the red free-to-play Ginyu, right? The red free-to-play Goku Ginyu on the left there. That's it. Like, we don't really have a ton of non-Zenkai Sparkings to play with here. Are they really going to go ahead and Zenkai that Green Kaioken Goku from 2021? Or sorry, 2022? I doubt it. I doubt they're going to Zenkai that character so early. I mean, they could, but I mean, Green Ginyu is the safest option here, so I went with him right away here. So that, and then I think it's, I don't think it's out of the question that we're not going to get an event exclusive this week. Maybe it could be a little bit more down the line here, but I put an event exclusive Kid Gohan in this because I didn't have a Sparking Kid Gohan, a summonable version of this character. And I think Kid Gohan through the Namek Saga does enough to warrant some sort of representation here. Again, I'm trying to get as much of a wide variety of representation for the characters that are in the saga as much as possible. I don't want to just mainly focus on like, okay, yeah, I want to put in like 12 versions of Frieza. I mean, sure, that would be nice for me, but I could have definitely done that too. Like, you guys have to understand how many different variants of Frieza they could actually give us from Namek. Like, they could literally give us like 11 different versions of Frieza with all the forms and all the moves he does. Think about how much screen time Frieza has and how much animations he does throughout the entire saga. So there's a lot they could pull from, but I didn't want to just pound away at the same character here. So I put Kid Gohan here as the event exclusive. Again, this is basically, he does two versions of sort of like similar attacks. He does one against second form Frieza and then one against third form Frieza in the battle armor here. So it's similar to like the EX that we have in the end game art. If we can I just want to show quickly the EX I'm talking about. It is going to be this one. This yellow Kid Gohan right here is basically the version of Kid Gohan that I would expect to see as a event exclusive character. Okay, so that would be this week. I mean, nothing crazy. It's just the introduction of the campaign, and then next week is when I think we would see the banner. So Wednesday, August 16th, LF Captain Ginyu is what I'm going to say I would put here. I don't think it would be everybody's first choice, but Ginyu is definitely prominent enough character, I think, in the series to warrant some sort of, you know, semi-big release. And an LF, I think, is a very, very deserving spot for a character like Ginyu, who's pretty much included in the base version of like every single Dragon Ball game that's ever released. Like, he's a staple character in the series, Ginyu. And I think specifically in Legends, again, whenever we have a big release, LF or Ultra, they have recently, especially basically since the beginning of this year / when like Blue Gogeta released, they have really been pushing this concept of giving all these headlining characters some like defining unique mechanic. And what better unique mechanic to have than a character that literally switches bodies with their opponent? So I don't really know, like, logistically the best way they could go about implementing like a true body change mechanic. I don't think it would just straight up be like, okay, yeah, you permanently switch bodies with the opponent. Like, imagine if you're running like Ultra Vegito Blue and then you're running Ginyu and then you switch Ginyu's body with your enemy's Ultra Vegito Blue and you have 2 Ultra Vegito Blues on your team. Or like 17. Imagine you have 2 blue 17s on your team, you have 4 Vanish Gauges, and then the enemy, whenever they do anything, you just heal by 5 zillion. Like, I don't think that's going to be too good to do that. But maybe they could make it timed or something, right? So maybe you steal the opponent's body for like, I don't know, 15 or 20 counts or something like that, and then it switches back. I don't know how they would have to handle that, because then like obviously you'd want to sabotage yourself and like it would be very weird. So I don't know how they balance it, but some way of doing a true body change mechanic could be very, very fun, I think, and interesting. But they would have to be very careful with how they do it. All right, and then in terms of the sparking for the banner, I gave us a sparking transforming first form Frieza that transforms into second form. We are over 5 years into the game, and we actually do not have any transforming Frieza from Namek, period. We have a revival final form Frieza who revives into final form Frieza, so he doesn't transform at all. We don't have a first form into second form Frieza. We don't have a second form into third form Frieza. We don't have a third form into final form, and we don't have a final form into full power. So at some point, they're going to have to give us some of these transforming Frieza variants. So I went with first form to second form, and to be honest with you guys, like, second form Frieza really could be an LF character. You know, he does like the impale attack versus Krillin. Like, that's easily LF worthy, of course, but for this one, I just made him a transforming sparking character. And then I actually have a second sparking character on this banner too, which is going to be sparking tag Juice Inverter. So initially, I was thinking maybe they could make these guys an EX, where they just like take the existing models and animations of the EX Juice and the EX Birder that we have already, and just put them together as a tag character, similarly to how they did for the future Gohan and future Trunks. But you know, at this point, with again the higher standard I'm holding them to due to how well they handled the 5th anniversary, I'm going to keep that same level of expectation and just label these characters as a sparking character, and maybe they can give us new animations. I mean, you guys have to remember that Juice and Birder do a lot of very unique animations, right? When they're fighting that base version of Goku, when Goku's like literally just standing there doing nothing, they do like the blue comet, or no, it was it's the purple comet, right? Where they like combine their attacks together. There's a lot of different cool things they could do with a tag Juice and Birder like this. So I wanted to give them the freedom, with them being a sparking character, to give them some upgraded animations. And I think a character like this, of course, could work really well with a Ginyu. So this banner basically would be LF Ginyu, and then we'd have 2 summonable sparkings alongside him. I know it's a lot to ask for, because a lot of times we don't even get one sparking besides the LF character. But if they're going to be doing an LF Ginyu, I feel like they're going to want a bit of an extra incentive for people to be summoning, because not a lot of people are going to be enticed just by Ginyu. So that's why I put the first form into second form Frieza here, as well as the tag Juice Inverter here. All right, so that would be Wednesday. Moving on to the following week. Or sorry, no, sorry, I forgot about this guy. So on top of that, we would also have the Zenkai Red Super Saiyan Goku unique equipment. The first sparking, or one of the 5 first sparkings that we had in the game on launch. I think I just put this guy here because I had nowhere else to put him on any of the other weeks. I guess you could sort of like move this around later on, maybe. Maybe this wouldn't come out at the same time as like a triple new character banner, but that's fine. All All right, so now we're moving on to Wednesday, the 23rd. So this is the week after the LF banner comes out. So for this one, I really want to focus on just improving the Ginyu Force team, because we get a new Ginyu, we get a new, sparking Juice Inverter tag character. I mean, what team would they really be on? Ginyu would be on Powerful Opponent, but in terms of Juice Inverter, like, they're just stuck to Namek Saga and Ginyu Force, which are not really teams, right? So I think like really taking the time to improve the Ginyu Force team would be the logical best way to actually make those characters fit well together on the same team. So we had the Ginyu Boot Camp event, which is where you were able to farm up these original EX Ginyu Force units, and then we also had the purple Ginyu, who's not here, but we'll see in a second. So first of all, we're going to Zenkai Awaken all 4 of these, because right now Ginyu is the only EX Ginyu Force member that has a Zenkai Awakening for whatever reason. So we're going to Zenkai Guldo, Birder, Geese, and Raccoon here. All 4 of them are going to be Zenkai'd. Then we're going to give them, some like specific equipment. So like Guldo would get his own equipment, Birder would get his own equipment, Raccoon would get his own equipment, and then Geese would get his own equipment, and so would the purple Ginyu. And then I think doing something like this could be really cool as well. We give a way to farm up exclusive Ginyu, like tag Ginyu Force arts boost material. So they could add a new type of arts boost material that specifically works only for tag Ginyu Force characters. And you would have like a stage in this event that would let you farm up those, the seeds and the arts cores to let you just fully max out each of these characters, these free-to-play like farmable Zenkai EX characters. I think that could be a really good way to just like sort of boost the power level of the Ginyu Force team without making it super tough to run, because with the 2 best characters like being summonable Sparkings that are brand new, with one being an LF character who many people are not going to be able to farm up, like this could be a really solid way, I think, to get the team back up to par with the rest of the game, at least somewhat. So that's what the plan would be for Wednesday the 23rd. Again, it's a lot to ask for 4 Zenkais in 1 week. I guess maybe we should also add a stage here that would help provide like other resources like Zeni and Arts Core and Arts Souls, right? Or not Arts Souls, Zenkai Souls. Because Zenkai Awakening 4 units like this is going to be tough for a lot of players in terms of resources. So just more ways to get resources for this would be good as well. All right, so then we're going to move on to Thursday, August 31st. The reason why it's Thursday and not Wednesday is because they always release Mega Rising banners on the final day of the season, and this is going to be a Mega Rising banner. I mean, it's going to depend on, I guess, what they want to do in terms of the pacing for the celebration. Like, is this celebration just going to last this month, or is it going to go into next month? So for my concept, I actually have this celebration spilling into September. But it's very possible that, we get the LF, like when is the LF banner that I put here? It's very possible we get the LF banner dropping on the 16th, and then on the 31st could be the Ultra, and then that could be like the end of the Saga celebration. Like it could be just a 1 month thing, right? Which is very possible. I have a Mega Rising banner here on the 31st, then I have the celebration continuing a bit into September. So the Mega Rising banner is going to feature a transforming Zarbon, which we don't have a monster Zarbon over 5 years in. His model doesn't even exist in the game at all. I mean, there's no version of this character at all, which is kind of crazy. I mean, Zarbon is not like a massively, prominent. He's not like, oh my god, there's no monster Zarbon. Like this game sucks. Like he's not to that level where it's like it's not like they don't have like a version of Goku or something like that. Like this is, he's basically Frieza's right-hand man. And Zarbon does have a really, really strong showing versus Vegeta. In their first fight, Zarbon, like, decimates Vegeta. He utterly destroys Vegeta. And then Vegeta comes back the second time and kills him. But, I mean, he does beat Vegeta. He thinks he actually kills him because he beats him down so bad. So, a transforming version of this character I think could definitely be very interesting. And then for the second character, I have a reviving Vegeta into Goku. So this is basically, I'd like this art a lot for Vegeta. This is basically when Vegeta punches away Frieza's death beam, first form Frieza's death beam, because this is the first time we ever see Vegeta have some sort of courage to actually, stand up to first form Frieza and fight against first form Frieza. So this is basically the start of when Vegeta starts fighting first form Frieza. And Vegeta has so many animations they can pull from on Namek, because they don't have to just look at like Vegeta versus final form Frieza for the animations for this. They could look at Vegeta versus Dodoria. They could look at Vegeta versus Zarbon, Vegeta versus Raccoon, right? Vegeta versus first form Frieza, Vegeta versus final form Frieza. There's so many animations they can pull from for a Namek Vegeta that it would really not be hard to make multiple versions of a Namek Vegeta character in this game. But the concept for this character specifically would be this Vegeta into a Goku. So basically this Vegeta dies and then Goku, the character revives into Goku, which is basically Vegeta getting just embarrassed by final form Frieza. And then, final form Frieza kills Vegeta with the death beam, and then Goku comes in. I don't know what the animation would look like for this. Like, it would have to be somehow quick, but like Vegeta gets killed by a death beam. I guess they could just show like Vegeta getting blasted or something, and then like Goku quickly like moves his body out of the way or something and like steps towards the camera like this with the aura. That could be cool. But yeah, this is a character that I think could be pretty interesting as a Mega Rising character. I mean, honestly, this is an LF worthy unit for sure. But I just didn't have enough slots during the celebration to make this an LF character. But transforming Zarbon into Monster Zarbon, and then a reviving Vegeta into just base Goku that fights Final Form Frieza could be a very, very interesting Mega Rising banner. All right, so then we move on to the next week, which is going to be September 6th. And this is where we get Zenkai LF Full Power Frieza. I mean, if we're going to be getting an LF Zenkai during the celebration, it's obviously going to be Frieza. I mean, let's take a look once again here. What are our options in terms of LF Zenkais? There's one. It's Frieza. That's it. It's the only option here. Now, it's very possible they don't give us an LF Zenkai at all during the celebration, because if you guys remember back to the Majin Buu Saga celebration, it was like on a silver platter to Zenkai Awaken Blue LF Kid Buu. Like, it was obvious, and they didn't do it. And I still don't know why they didn't do it. Yeah, sure, we got an Ultra Kid Buu. Wow, like, amazing. Who cares? We still should have gotten the Zenkai for Blue Kid Buu. It doesn't make any sense at all. So, I guess there is a decent chance we actually don't get this, right? This LF Full Power Frieza Zenkai Awakening, but I think it's still pretty likely, so I put him here. This would be, again, Wednesday, September 6th. And then moving on to the final week of the celebration, I put Ultra Full Power Frieza and a Zenkai Awakening for Ultra Super Saiyan Goku, the first free-to-play Ultra character. I think dropping both of these at the same time, sort of being like the finale of the Planet Namek Saga episode celebration, like the clash of two Ultra characters here. We got the first ever Ultra character getting a Zenkai versus the new summonable Full Power Frieza Ultra character. And I think for this Frieza specifically, I made an entire video discussing about what I would want to see out of an Ultra LOE character in, I think it was yesterday's video. Just like a tanky blue defensive character that would really help, I guess, sort of bolster the team, work well with Revival Frieza, work well with Goku and Frieza, and be the final piece to the puzzle that LOE really needs to be like the best team in the game. I mean, getting a new summonable Ultra like this. And then, again, I think in terms of just aesthetically, the intro, we don't have a final form Frieza that transforms to full power, so the intro would obviously be him powering up into full power, and this is the manga panel where Frieza does go full power for the first time, and this is what I would like to see as like the intro animation for him. And then this guy would be the first ever Ultra Zenkai Awakening, so yeah, that could be interesting. But there we go, just to quickly go over everything once again before we wrap up. So the first week of the campaign being this week, we have the Zenkai Yellow Final Form Frieza unique equipment into the green Ginyu Zenkai Awakening and a free-to-play event-exclusive Kid Gohan. Next week would be our LF release, where we have a Captain Ginyu LF character, which introduces a new body change mechanic. The first 1% sparking summonable character on the banner would be a first form Frieza that transforms into a second form Frieza. And then we would have the second summonable 1% sparking character being a tag Juice Inverter. And then we also would have on that same week the unique equipment for the Zenkai Red Super Saiyan Goku. Then the following week would be all about upgrading and bolstering the Ginyu Force team, where they sort of renew or revamp the existing Ginyu Force boot camp event. And they would Zenkai Awaken EX Goldo, EX Birder, EX Raccoon, EX Geese, and then we'd get exclusive equipment for the Ginyu Force, and then they'd let us farm up arts boost material for all of these EX characters, as well as the purple Ginyu as well. Then the final day of August, Thursday, August 31st, we get a Mega Rising banner featuring a transforming Zarbon, and then a revival Vegeta into Space Goku that fights Final Form Frieza. Wednesday, September 6th, we get the Zenkai LF Full Power Frieza, and then Wednesday, September 13th, would be the final update for the Namek Saga Celebration, featuring an Ultra Summonable Full Power Frieza, and a Zenkai Awakening for Ultra Super Saiyan Goku, the free-to-play Ultra character. Let me know down below if you guys want to see more videos like this for future Saga campaigns. So let's just say next month we get a Saga campaign for the Baby Saga. Would you guys want to see a similar concept video to this for that saga? Let me know. Let me know your thoughts on my idea for the Saga campaign. Do you have similar desires from this campaign? Are there other things you want to see, different characters? Let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.